Hey everybody, Mac to Monster here. Back with the first character patch 1.2 review. And it's going to be Daredevil. And the reviews aren't going to be completely as in-depth as maybe some people would like. First and foremost, I'm going to skip all the still useless skills. At least in my opinion, I don't really like them. The first thing I want to tell you is your damage numbers are all 4 to 5 times what they used to be. It's okay. That's not a buff. It's just a game mechanic change. Enemies' healths are 4 to 5 times what they used to be, all the way up to about 20 to 30 times what they used to be. And then in like reds, if you're in a full group, in purples, you know, they're even more. So don't be fooled by the big numbers. They still kind of work the same way they used to work. So nothing in that manner has been changed too much. For the most part, with the defense rework, you have been buffed, Mr. Daredevil. You can now take a hit. And it's pretty good for you. However, you have been nerfed, because your dodge is now much lower. So they gave you the ability to take a better hit, but they took away your ability to avoid being hit on some level. But I think it's not a bad change for you, because now you don't have to gear for dodge. And so let me bring up the stats. As you can see, at level 33, I had gear. As you can see, too, I was going for attack speed. Get rid of it. It's almost useless. I haven't actually added a core. Maybe we should add a core to see if that attack change or that attack percentage goes up. Do I have any cores for him? Radioactive isotope. I guess he could use a little durability. We'll put that in there. So let's see if the attack percentage goes up. This core level is 31. Good. That's a perfect core level. So now it's only 34 credits. What do I got to lose? Theoretically, the bonus should go up because the level of the item gone up. But, as we can see, it doesn't. Only thing that actually went up was the damage rating. So that's kind of a sad face. Attack speed on costume is now useless. We could try just re-rolling. Oops, wrong place. Offensive grade 1. Let's try re-rolling it and see what happens if we get attack speed. If we can even get it. That might be one of the works they did. .29 crit rating. That's actually the best one to get in my opinion. Let's try grade 2. I don't have a ton of money. We'll keep doing grade 1. I would suggest going with crit rating, because crit rating pays out well, and it's harder to hit that end of the bell curve where it stops paying off. So, you know, it's definitely something to get. 35 damage rating. It's not bad, but with the changes made to the damage, everybody's damage went up through the roof. You know, like this thing's hitting for 291 to 350. So, you know, 40 damage actually would be nice. On your main attack, it would be about 0.9% of what the damage is listed. I can't even get attack speed to roll. Look at this. So damage rating's not bad. Crit rating's probably better because that pays out so much. And what I was talking about is on the defense rating. If you look, I got 2,773 defense. Before I even spend points, I got 38% less damage. That is awesome. Yeah, I keep getting damage rating. No attack speed. And the reason it's awesome is because most tanks are going to be floating around 50 to 60%. You're practically a tank. Everybody's a tank. Tanks aren't tanks anymore. It's kind of a weird change. And I keep getting damage rating. So basically, get rid of your attack speed off the core. It's very minimal attack speeds now. And it doesn't even affect your icon on the game. That's how minimal attack speed is. So, yeah, damage rating all over the place. That's all I'm getting is damage rating and crit rating. I'll put it back on. Dodge is working the same way. If you look just on my gear alone, and I think I have a couple freebie points in a dodge. Oh, I don't even have a freebie point in Man Without Fear. So with 492 rating on my gear, it's giving me 18.5% dodge chance. If you just get a thing with 100 dodge on it, it's worth having. I'm going to take off all my dodge here. Do I have any more dodge? I have 122 rating dodge right now. We'll keep that. That's coming from these two artifacts. The artifacts have been wicked nerfed because they're wicked low level, except for the Fearsome Fist, which has just been nerfed on dodge rating, but they gave you an extra 0.5 seconds of crit chance. So at 122, you get 5% chance. I'm going to add another 100, and that's giving me a 10% chance. I'm now going to double it, and that's going to be to 500. So that's actually extra 300 dodge, right? 236. That's 18.5%. We're starting to see that bell curve happen. A little goes a long way. Now, Man Without Fear does do dodge rating, and it's also, when you dodge, you do get the attack speed buff, which is nice. And I'm absolutely going to recommend on any build to go with Man Without Fear because it's a great source of dodge rating. But what I want to show you is this 1350 dodge rating, right? We're going to click that. That should put us near 2000 dodge rating. And we're at 44.3% dodge rating. That's awesome. But we're about to see this bell curve happen. I'm going to max out action roll because on my build I'm going to use action roll. And that's going to give us 866 dodge rating. We'll confirm it. Bring up the character sheet. We got dodge rating 44.3% chance. Oops, wrong skill. And 1,000 dodge gave us 52.9. So you can see you're really beginning to lose out on that dodge. Don't even care about dodge on your gear anymore, unless there's a secondary bonus like Starstone Tooth's giving me health and health on hit. That's awesome. I'm getting crit from Fearsome Fist. That's awesome. Don't do a dodge medallion anymore. Don't do dodge on your gear. Get rid of it. Crit rating is definitely the way to go. Dodge on gear. I mean, I can take all this gear off that's giving me all that dodge. And let's see here. I'm sitting at 37.3% dodge. I do my roll, 48.4. Taking off all that gear, I lost 4% dodge. That's what I'm saying. Don't bother with it. Go with some crit. Crit has a very nice bell curve. If you look at it, shoot, I don't have any crit at all. That's a bad thing. Let's see if we can't get the crafter to give me some crit on the gear so you can see what happens. But a little crit's going to go a long way. If you find anything that gives you brutal crit chances, take it. These are basically super crits, and instead of doing 150% the normal damage, which is basically 50% extra damage, they're doing 3 times the damage listed. Oh, I did roll attack speed. Again, it was bad. So we finally did get an attack speed. 1% attack speed is useless. I think we rolled once a 30% crit chance, and that actually will give us probably... Oh, I'll keep rolling it. I'm going to guess around 4 or 5% chance. That's how much very little works, and the bell curve doesn't hit it to much higher, and it's hard to get that high. So it really pays out well. They're kind of gating you like Diablo. Well, I'm not going to get it, so I'm not going to keep wasting time on that. Oh, that's Elektra. She was buffed, but basically they had to buff her damage because they buffed everything else. And so the first nerf that happened was radar ping. What they did was they pulled the negative from damage. It used to negate a percentage of damage, and now it's just a minus damage done. It's not as good as it used to be. However, the targets that are hit by the ping, which also make this not as good as it used to be, take more damage. And 146 damage isn't too much damage, but if we put some points in there, you can see it becomes plus 500 damage to ping to target. I'm pretty sure this is only to Daredevil. It may be group effective, but I really don't think it is. As you can see, the minus 53 damage done is pretty much a joke. So that's really not going to be a major thing for you. They completely reworked Enter the Void. Now it's assumed a heightened mental state that shakes off and prevents negative damage. It used to give you a big chunk of crit chance. It used to be awesome. Now it's still not too bad. It gives you a chance to break freezes and everything. So it's good for a point. After that, it's pretty much useless. They nerfed radar sense. They lowered the deflective chance per point spent for the evasion of projectiles. They did buff restorative trance here by removing the defense reduction and increasing the regen being restored. So even 1 point's pretty useful. They buffed this, Devil of Hell's Kitchen. This is basically fixing change to Enter the Void. This is giving you a crit rating, and I'll just do this. I'll do 1 point, which will give me 232 crit rating because of my bonuses, and extra critical hit damage bonus of 181 damage. That's not really much, but that crit rating's awesome. So remember, I have none. We're going to go to 232. And well, it's going to give me 231.5, so that's not translating too well. So that's a 17% crit chance for 200 crit rating. That's what I mean. This bell curve is just on an absurd level. It's designed to get you to a certain area and stop you from climbing above it. And it does it quite well at that. However, everybody's going to be kind of the same now, and defensive options aren't really smart. Offensive options are really smart with lifesteal worked in. You got to have that lifesteal core. And this was ninja reflexes, where if you dodged, you got a bonus. So I'd rather the static bonus anyways. Triple strike. It's hard to say with the damage numbers being changed, but they did increase the spirit costs, so that was interesting. They also increased the spirit cost of Whirling Club, but they also increased the area that it hits. They increased it by about 5, well, maybe one of these squares, but that's really a huge amount from where it was before. Excellent change. And those are really all the changes that are done. So for Daredevil, I'm going to highly suggest you get your dodge from these two skills. Action roll to get you to places. Man Without Fear for the haste and everything. And the massive amount of dodge. And then you're going to definitely want to max out the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, because you saw 230 gave you a lot. 296 will take you from 17% to 20% chance dodge. You now don't need a lot of dodge off of any other skill. I would put at least a pin in Enter the Void. I would put at least a point into Radar Sense. and a point into restorative trance so you can use it. We're running into problems here. This radar ping is it's okay. But we've already got 3 skills that we want to max. And it's not going to be that useful, and you have to keep hitting it all the time. So it's actually come off my build, and I'm still doing the Taser Club because the damage is phenomenal. Knockdown chance is still ridiculous, but the damage is quite phenomenal. I'm still doing Triple Strike because that's going to be our boss killer. And I'm still doing Whirlwind Club because that's our Trash Pack killer. And I really like those ones. You could rework Rebounding Club in, but it's going to be really hard to get more than a maximum of 3 bounces. They kind of nerfed Rebounding Club for you with Daredevil. So that's going to be my Daredevil build. His remake of the Kung Fu Master. And I'll just show you the new damage numbers. Just remember they're going to be absurd compared to what they used to be because they greatly increased everybody's damage. Just keep that in mind. It's not what it looks like. All the health is increased, but I'll show you how this Whirlwind Club, it used to never hit everything. It now hits everything. Very, very nice. And you can see the remake of the numbers. There's some oranges. Let me go into my options. And we can go into gameplay. I'm going to increase the floating text numbers. And I'm going to add some critical backgrounds, my healing, and let's see. We'll do some verbose text, and we'll notice some enemy healing as well. Now, as you can see, I was able to hold that down much longer. Once we get some crits, look at the crit text. That's awesome, isn't it? If we get super crits, they're red. And then you can see the green coming in as health. That's the Starstone Tooth proccing. So that's a pretty nifty change to the game. This is your Triple Strike. It's kind of slower now. If you look at it, you're not really spamming it like you used to once. And this is the Taser Club. It actually goes faster than the Triple Strike. So I don't know if I want to get rid of Triple Strike. I think Triple Strike still hits a lot harder. But with the speed change to it, I don't know if it's doing actually any more damage. It crits like mad. So, hard to say. Well, that's your Daredevil. You basically roll into combat. Whirlwind Club trash. Triple Strike the boss. And when you're out of spirit, go like this. Good thing now is you can dump all your spirit on Triple Strike. You don't even have to watch it. You don't need any backup spirit. Maybe keep 15 just so you can action roll to get your dodge back up if you're in trouble. But you know, right now you're sitting at 44.3% dodge, and you can go to 52.9 if you have to. You may not even need action roll. You can probably not put points in that if you really wanted this radar ping, but that damage isn't a lot. So that's Daredevil. That's the changes that were done to him. I hope this helps you guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll do a gameplay video with him later.